What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and today we are here once again to talk about Baron Zemo, but today we are going to talk about the best team for him using characters that have no team right now and without breaking any of the teams that we use for Blitz and also the teams that we use for Alliance Wars defense and Alliance Wars offense. Now if you don't know what are the Blitz teams I use, you should check out the video from last month where I show the 25 Blitz teams I use. I will be uploading the next version Monday or Tuesday. I don't know exactly yet because I'm working on many videos and I don't know exactly when they are coming out. And a quick reminder that 50% of my viewers are still not subscribed. So if you like the information I provide and the videos I make sure you subscribe and share it with your friends because that always helps. And yeah, so let's take a look at this guy and what makes him good and what other characters can help him get better. So it's basic, we saw the other day, single target damage doesn't do much. Calls either Grenadier for assist and it has a chance of applying slow. It has a chance because both of these characters do not have a high focus, and the focus is something that this guy actually needs a lot. So that's something that you need to have in consideration. Now his special single target damage once again does 900% multiplier with the T4 against minions, does 450 against non-minion targets, and it also has 20% extra piercing damage on those 900% in case you are attacking minions. Clears 3 death proofs and it has 5000% focus to clear those death proofs. This can be quite useful, but mostly it's to use against the Hydra team on defense. Now his ultimate applies ability block to one target only and then rebounds, does damage and applies slow to the targets he rebounds for 2 turns, and then he gains charged. With that charge he calls airstrike and it does 300% damage against non-minions, 400% damage against minions, clears 3 positive effects, and he gives also defense up to all Hydra allies and immunity, which is very important, and he also has 1 charge on spawn, so he's going to do that airstrike as well, not only from his ultimate. What else does he have? He gives 40% speed to non-minion Hydra, and this is very important and it's very unfortunate. Now, very important as well is that on war offense, he gives 1 evade to a maximum of 3 to adjacent allies. So that's going to be important, and it does not require the allies to be Hydra. So that's something we need to keep in mind as well. Okay, so with all this in mind, what can we conclude? He is mostly a damage dealer, and he's a buffer, he's an enabler. He makes other characters go fast as long as they are Hydra, and he clears buffs and he applies disrupt. So unfortunately, while this guy has a nice amount of focus on Alliance Wars offense, he needs way more focus. So while I'm not using Hydra Grenadier on this team, there is a high possibility that you will need to use either Grenadier in Alliance Wars offense, especially if you are attacking S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson or something like that, and you'll see in the clips that we'll take a look that he'll require that extra focus, even that his base focus is quite high. Now, I said it before when I said I didn't want to buy this guy because he's good but he's not game breaking. And now other content creators are saying the same, that maybe he was a little bit overhyped because his base damage is not that high. It's below 20,000, and that's for 7 red stars, 7 yellow stars, gear tier 14, which is like the maximum you can have at this point in time. So he's below 20,000, and that's very relevant. And because the only ability that has piercing damage, and it's only against minions, is the special, many times his damage is mitigated by blocks, by deflects, by armor, by all that type of things, and of course defense up. So yeah, that's a big problem. And one of the reasons, one of the characters we are going to pick for this team is exactly because of that. Because it's a character that can apply defense down to multiple targets, and that defense down will not stop, the chain of attacks will not stop based on the characters having deflect or counter or something like that. Do you know who that character is? It's a very friendly neighborhood that will help Baron Zemo getting better. Now, one of the obvious choices that we are going to use, it's Crossbones, because we need him. He's a tank, he does massive damage from the start, but not only that, he also has the counter, and he also gives a little bit of armor, which is not essential, but it's relevant. Now, you can go full offense with this team and use a character like Kingpin as well, and make them a little bit and give them a little bit more survival because of the minions, because also Kingpin applies defense up and offense up to these characters, and many times they also call other characters for assist, which might be relevant, especially if you are using either Grenadier, which I'm not using right now. Once again, the clips you are going to watch is without either Grenadier, and once again he might be very relevant for Alliance Wars, especially because of all those buffs other teams have. So Kingpin might be a good option. Another good option is to have a healer, some kind of a character that gives sustain. The character I chose, and it's one healer that I think is very underrated, is Aim Researcher. Because we are using Swarm on the Aim team, Aim Researcher was kicked out, and she heals quite a lot, so she'll be great on this team as well. And she heals the main target and adjacent targets for the same amount. And her health pool is amazing, it's just huge, it's like 300,000 or something. So she heals for quite a lot, even at low tier levels. So she will definitely benefit the team quite a lot in regards to that. And she also can apply buffs to characters, but that buffs, it's not very reliable, so it's you mostly take her for her ability to heal other characters and also to apply offense down to the enemies. Now, Baron Zemo is a character that is great against minions, right? He's great against minions. And where there are minions, there are also summoners, right? Right, for most part. Which character is great against minions? And that doesn't have any use right now in any team, and that is sitting on the bench. It's probably a character that was once advertised as one of the best raid teams for Ultimus 5, as advertised. And yeah, he's a great character, and it's the one you'll see on these matchups. It's Black Panther, and if you have this guy doing all massive damage and disrupt to minions, and then you have Black Panther with his ultimate attacking multiple targets, you can already imagine what's going to happen, right? Right. Okay, so with all that said, we have an idea of the characters we are going to use, but now we have to see that team in action. We are going to jump into Blitz 8.3. We are going to face some meta teams, some teams that have meta characters, but they are not like in perfect strategy, but you'll have a sense of the idea of what this team can do on Blitz 8.3. Okay, so here we are on Blitz 8.3. We are using the version with Kingpin. We have Crossbones, Baron Zemo, we have Black Panther, Spider-Man, and we have Kingpin. We are facing the defenders because if a team cannot beat the defenders on 8.3 on Blitz, what kind of team is that? But we have to pay attention because these characters are way higher than our team. It's just because my Spider-Man is really high. It's giving a false impression, and yeah, the enemy team is way stronger overall than ours, so it's not very well balanced. But as you guys saw, now we applied offense up on Black Panther, so we know what's coming. And like my other video I did the other day with the Spider-Man on the Wakanda team, we brought that concept here, and we added Crossbones and Baron Zemo, and that's why they are going to be so great together. On top of that, we have Kingpin giving offense up and defense up, and also having those minions to serve as decoys to protect our team a little bit. but as you'll see, it's not very reliable. So you want to kill Punisher or Daredevil, because at least the Daredevil is very strong. But my Crossbones is very weak, that's why he's dying so fast. If you have a beefy Crossbones, he's not gonna die so easily. But he's not a major tank on Blitz. He's a way better tank on Alliance Wars offense, where he has those extra evades. Okay, so we try to kill Iron Fist so he doesn't heals up the team, as this team is so fast, and even Spider-Man and Black Panther, they are very fast as well, so that's why they benefit so much. Baron Zemo, unfortunately he died, but he already did most of his job. We are able to kill Punisher, now we kill Iron Fist, and now we have to clean the house. But you can imagine, if Crossbones is here blowing up everyone at the same time, if Baron Zemo is doing his special and his passive 2 times, you can see how much that is going to benefit Black Panther, and because of that, how strong this team is going to be. Unfortunately, like always, Jessica Jones is a pain in the ass, and we also have to deal with Luke Cage, so that's not great. But luckily for me, Spider-Man did enough job. But once again, like I said, if the teams were more balanced, it would work perfectly, and it would just be great. If you can try this team on balanced PvP until you balance them out for Alliance Wars or for Blitz, then you'll see that the team works. Okay, now we have another team. We have Minerva, we have Thanos, we have Chris Cyborg, Korath, and also Ronan. We also have Ronan, and so yeah, this is not a super meta team, but it has many good characters. And once again, we have a summoner, we have a minion, so there are a few things that we can take advantage of. And this time we are using Researcher, and you'll see the nice amount of heal she does. Crossbones with a taunt, because he has 2 turns defense up, so it's he's very fast, but not fast enough to waste his ultimate. And like this, we can use the special from Spider-Man, apply the defense down, so that will guarantee that the Crossbones will do a lot more damage. Here Baron Zemo doing the second passive, doing a lot more damage. Ronan is almost dead, and everyone is almost dead. And now Crossbones unfortunately had the defense down, offense down actually. So it was not great, but now we see Black Panther doing his magic once again. Now Spider-Man cleaning Thanos. Now we have minions, and this is where Baron Zemo and Black Panther are going to shine, because they will go back to back. And now that we have heal block, usually it's a problem, but because it's Black Panther, we can attack multiple targets until we are clear of the heal block, and then we can heal him up with Researcher. Researcher will heal 3 targets, which is great. Unfortunately, it's on cooldown, but yeah, it's still gonna work somehow. Okay, so we're almost done here. Crossbones can taunt again, because he has the death proof, so he'll survive. But it was dumb from me to doing the taunt when we have a Chris Cyborg, because that gave offense up to Ronan, and then Ronan destroyed everyone. But we still have Baron Zemo and Spider-Man. Baron Zemo has a new charge, and with another airstrike gets rid of Chris Cyborg. Okay, now we have another team. We have S.H.I.E.L.D, but without Nick Fury, without Coulson. So this is not a great example of something we'll find on Alliance Wars, but it's a team we can find on Blitz quite often. And I wanted to see how much was the bang against minions, if we would destroy them completely or if they would have any chance. But as you can see, the characters behind didn't get any disrupt, and that's because the focus problem that Baron Zemo has. Once again, he has nice focus, but sometimes it's not enough, especially against these teams that give more focus to each other and so on. So that may be a problem, and that's why we might have to consider using either Grenadier. It really depends on how much powerful you can make your Baron Zemo. But he's doing a nice amount of damage, and now Black Panther with offense up is gonna wreck some nerds. And just look at that. Go, go, go. Okay, so Shane on 3 targets, we killed 1. Now we're going to kill another one. Now we can kill a third one there, maybe, maybe not. Explosion with crossbones. Once again, my crossbones is very, very low. That's why his ultimate might not be that impressive. But yeah, against minions, we are doing great. Now let's see a meta team that is what everyone is wondering about. Okay, so the question everyone has in their mind, is Baron Zemo's Hydra able to beat the Mercenaries? Now these Mercenaries are quite strong. Most of the Mercenaries you'll find on Alliance Wars will not have 7 yellow stars Taskmaster or 5 red stars Taskmaster as well. So that's something you will not find, but we'll take a look anyway and consider if this team, and especially with the AIM Researcher, is going to be able to beat the Mercenaries. And something you have to consider when you have such a big Taskmaster is, do you want to apply ability block on Taskmaster or do you apply ability block on someone else? And it might depend on the red stars, it might not. It's going to be important always to apply ability block on Taskmaster, because you don't want him to have to apply blind to your team, which will be a huge problem. So yeah, I start with the ability block. He has 2 turns slow, but he also has that defense up and immunity, which he stole from our characters, and that's going to be a huge problem, but hopefully it's not going to be too problematic in Alliance Wars. So they are nuking our crossbones, we are already used to that, he's not that strong. But Merc Lieutenant got destroyed, the 2 airstrikes completely destroy him, and that's something we have to consider because he is one of the most annoying characters in that team. Black Panther completely destroying the 2 other characters, and now we just have to clean the house. Can we do it? That's the real question. We have one character that has a lot of self-healing, and that's always a problem. And as you can see, he has 7 yellow stars, 6 red stars. And once again, this is very inflated because of Blitz. In Alliance Wars, if you are punching across mercs, you'll definitely destroy them with this team that I'm suggesting. Once again, Baron Zemo, Crossbones, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and AIM Security. Unfortunately, we lost, but it was to be expected. Those characters were just massive. And yeah, on Blitz, sometimes it happens. Okay, so for the final video, I decided to go against Asgardians because many people said in my other video that I was not facing meta Alliance War defense teams. And obviously, this is not going to represent what you'll find on Alliance Wars because this is a 100,000 punch up because of Blitz. I decided to use Mantis instead of AIM Researcher here because some YouTubers have suggested that, and I wanted to show you how good she is on this team. And we have many problems here because we have Greg that is a minion, and because of that he will die a lot more easily against Baron Zemo, and that's a huge problem because when you are facing the Asgardians you don't want to kill Greg. That's going to be a huge problem for you. Unless you are using Baron Zemo with the symbiotes, which is a possibility, but not something I would suggest. So yeah, that already represents a huge problem for us. And yeah, we have to deal with Hela, we have to deal with these characters that do massive damage, and we actually don't have anything to do against them. Now Loki did his special, Mantis is already destroyed, we have no way to go through Sif. And even that Spider-Man can go around and apply defense down to her, it's not going to do much because yeah, that team is so beefy. A airstrike against the Asgardians, but look at Thor. Because of all those extra attacks to everyone, and because of all the times we killed Greg, we have no chance because this team is completely not made to fight Asgardians, and you need to be very careful when you are facing other type of Alliance War defense teams. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the video, the best team for Baron Zemo without breaking any other team. Of course you can put Phoenix here and it's gonna be great. Of course you can put Black Bolt here and it's gonna be great. Now one sensible option that you can actually use is Red Skull instead of Black Panther. That's going to be a good option in case your Hydra defense is a complete trash can and you don't have any use for it on Alliance Wars defense. But apart from that, I think overall this is the team that makes the most sense. It's once again, we are using mechanical synergies over theme synergies. So yes, there are themed synergies of Hydra characters Winter Soldier and Hydra Grenadier and so on. But I think based on the kit of Baron Zemo and Crossbones, the characters that benefit the most this team is going to be Black Panther, Spider-Man, and the fifth is debatable. You can use Kingpin, you can use Mantis, you can use AIM Researcher, you can use Red Skull. You have many options. I think this one is the one that is most sustainable. But you guys let me know your opinions down below in the comments. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button, like Black Panther against all these minions. If you found information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Discord, Facebook, and so on. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.